It's 7 o'clock from KITC.
KITC-LP and KITCFM.com 106.5 Gilchrist. Coming up next, Twaddle Magazine Live on 106.5 FM KITC.
Okay, let's cut that because Ed has called us all the way from England. Ed, are you on the phone?
I'm right here. Hi, how's it going?
I'm fine, and it's 3 a.m. where you are. You stayed up that late. Are you always up that late?
Well, actually, it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've been up for 48 hours. I've been up since Thursday morning.
You're nuts.
That's
no,
insane.
well, thank you very much. That's certainly what my mum and my wife says. Yeah, no, I've been up. I do a lot. Once I get into it, it's easier for me to just keep going, and then I'll go to sleep for 48 hours. So that's how I do things. So I'm very happy to be up. I'm very excited to be on the show. Actually, thanks for having me.
It's awesome having you on the show.
You.
Now, are you as far as all the stuff you do? Do you like have tablets full of stuff or something that you write this stuff down and then and go out and do it, or is it just kind of random, or how does that all work?
Well, it's a bit of both, really, because for people who haven't seen the show, it's kind of a mixture of, the best way to describe it is doing things mental on the street and getting the public's reactions to it. So a good example would be like sleeping in a bed shop or something like that, right?
Right.
And the way it's done is an idea like that was written down. I've actually got about 10 notebooks full of stuff, and some days we'll go out and film that. But then other days, we'll just run into people on the street, and it's kind of like it's a really good opportunity, and we'll just go with it. So the answer is really that it's just a bit of both. Sometimes something presents itself, and it's too good to ignore. So.
Yeah, I like that one. There's one I was watching. I was laughing so hard. Where you just start freaking out next to this guy, like, for no reason, and the guy's looking at you like...
Yeah. Well, that happens quite a lot, actually, because sometimes if it's not... we try to interview interesting people, but if they turn out to be perhaps not saying much, then I'll kind of go into that mode to ensure that the day hasn't been a washout or something like that.
His facial expression is priceless, though.
Yeah, is that the one where I'm going literally mental?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that would be an example of something that was just done spur of the moment. We had the camera on us, so we just did it there and then.
So how on that bridge where you're jumping into the boxes? How high is that?
That's 30 foot high.
Oh,
wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And that's the thing is, when I come up with ideas and I write them down, if I get them in my head, for some reason I have to go through with them and do it right. So logically speaking, written on paper, jump off a 30-foot bridge sounds literally insane, right? I mean, most people would agree with that.
Right.
And I agreed that it was insane as well. So I said, right, well, I'm not doing this unless there's certain precautions put in place. So I put 3 precautions in place. I thought, number one, there has to be 32 boxes, which is like, quite a high amount of boxes, okay? We have to blow up trash bags with air and put them inside the boxes so that there's more cushioning, and the boxes have to be taped together. Well, I psyched myself up to do it, and we actually skipped school because that was a video from when I was younger.
Oh, really?
And by the time I'd skipped school and we'd set everything up and the cameras and tapes were ready and everything, I'd psyched myself up to do it. I had to do it there and then because I couldn't take the suspense of waiting any longer. But we ran out of tape. My parents had thrown the boxes away overnight, so there was only like 8 boxes, and it's actually physically impossible to blow up trash bags. So all those precautions that I put in place, they weren't there anymore, and I just did it anyway, and luckily I did get away with it. But that was probably one of the more insane things that I have done.
See, aren't you glad? You can tell that I've done my homework on you. I didn't just bring you on the show. I watched the stuff.
I'm very pleased. I'm very grateful that you would watch. I'm very pleased when I hear that people like the show, actually. Thank you very much for watching.
So tell us a little bit about your meeting with Tom Green.
Yes. Well, that happened quite recently, actually. I met him in London, and I actually gave him a copy of everything that I've ever filmed, and he was really nice and everything. But I think I was worried because I was worried that I came across as a bit of a nutcase or something like that because everybody else was just asking him for autographs, but I was, I asked him if I could give him a copy of my... I think that he thought that I was asking him for help in show business, when actually I just wanted him to have a copy of my stuff because I would have regretted not giving it him.
Right.
I would have regretted, passing it the opportunity. But he did say, he put on his website, it was good to meet me and everything. So, I mean, I'm very happy with that.
Well, that's cool.
And, I was hoping that perhaps he would have got back to me specifically about having watched my things, but that, to be honest, that hasn't happened. And that's about it, I'm afraid.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it's still interesting. You got to meet someone who's somewhat, parallel. You're kind of like the cross between Tom Green and Jackass. You're like right down the middle.
Well, thank you, because that's the intention, actually. I actually started doing it before I knew about those shows. I think that fans of those shows would like my show, but I did start doing it before I found out about that stuff, because I've been doing it for about maybe 10 years now, actually, because I find it a lot of fun, and over here, Tom Green and Jackass haven't been as big as they are in the States, right? So
right.
I started doing it, and then I found out about their shows, and of course I did become a fan, but I'd like to think that it's kind of done in a different way than theirs.
What do you think is what is the most insane stunt that you have done in your head?
Well, we spoke about the bridge, but I did actually have experience with, falling and knowing how to land, because I've actually been trained to wrestle by, do you know Jake the Snake Roberts, the wrestler?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, I've been trained by him. He was kind enough to let my wife and I live with him, actually, for 3 months. And he trained me how to wrestle, and with that comes knowing how to land. Now, he didn't, if he found out that I jumped off a bridge, he would actually probably be mad that I used his techniques towards that type of thing. But that therefore means that when I jumped off the bridge, I did have a little bit of an understanding of how to do it. I mean, I did escape, I escaped from it after all. I didn't hurt myself or anything.
Unharmed.
Therefore, I wouldn't actually say that that's the most insane thing. The most insane thing is something where, like, I jumped in a canal, and I haven't been the same since.
Yeah, I read about that one.
Oh, gosh.
You've really got that far on the website. You read that, have you?
Yes, I have. That it was infected canal, wasn't it?
It was, and I found that afterwards, but I should have been intelligent enough to find out whether it was safe beforehand, because that's what I normally do, you see. But I didn't do it that time, and I sure paid for it, because I haven't been the same since.
What happened? What was the results of that?
Well, it was actually a combination of things. I jumped in the canal, and that was just like a straight stunt, just as it sounds, really. Jumped in a canal, and then I found out afterwards it was infected, and I think that the council tried to block it off or something like that. And so they didn't even want people walking past it, whereas I'd actually gone in it with just like my, trunks on and stuff like that. And that was then combined with another incident about a month later, where my wife and I were in Bristol, an English town, and we forgot, we were in London, we needed to get back to Bristol, and anyway, to cut a long story short, we didn't have the right train tickets, and we missed the train back, and I only had a silk shirt on, and we had to stay overnight for like 8 hours in the freezing cold. And that incident, combined with the canal, it just did me, and I haven't been the same since at all.
Oh, no.
So in a way, that was the most insane, because I didn't do the research, you see.
Right.
I like to do things that are sort of dangerous, but I present them in a dangerous way, but I do approach them with a certain amount of responsibility.
Wow, and the other one that got me was the one where you just set up a radio and you start dancing in the room when I assume that your wife was trying to sleep on the couch.
That was in the Christmas webisode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice moves, by the way. Nice moves.
Yeah, she is. Thank you very much. I think she's long-suffering, but she is. I think she laughs at it afterwards, you see.
Right. When she watches it later. It's
just... but I can't go too far because I don't like washing it up, so I can't annoy her that much.
Oh, right.
So you mentioned earlier that your parents took away some boxes when you were doing that stunt. How do they feel about what you do now?
Well, I think when I was being suspended from school and arrested and things like that, they were obviously, annoyed / worried about me. But now, I think they see it as having a bit more potential, because there's some things that have happened this year where, I've been like in magazines and I've been doing interviews such as this one, and I think that they see it as having a bit more potential now. What I do is I do kind of mess around, but I try to do it in a constructive way. And I try to, I film everything and I edit it myself. I taught myself how to design websites and edit it. And I think that they see the work that I put in. So I think that now they see a bit more potential with it. So I'd say that they're proud now. And they've always been really incredibly supportive. But at first they just thought it was like troublesome.
Right. They were thinking, what's wrong with our son?
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I it sounds like a joke, but it's true. I accidentally left the camera on, recording once, just purely by accident, and they were actually discussing that they thought that there was something legitimately wrong with me.
No.
Oh, gosh.
But it's just a matter of a way of releasing. I mean, like a musician has a band or an artist paints a picture. This is your out, right?
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to get to the bottom of it actually, because I see psychologists and things like that, and they actually say that the stunt side of things might be like an elaborate self-harming or something like that, and they admit to not knowing fully what the diagnosis is, but I think the safest and the most optimistic way of looking at it would be as you described it. It's just my artistic outlet.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, not to go too far, because, like you said, you knew how to tuck and roll, and you knew, your limitations. So
I do know. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Right. So it's not like you're literally and technically trying to kill yourself. It's just a way of expressing yourself, and
yeah. I mean, my intention is always just to entertain people. Really, that's always what it's been. And I think I made mistakes along the way, like maybe people have been offended or something. But it's never intended to be malicious. It's just supposed to be, if people tell me that they've watched it and it's kind of brought a smile to their face during their day, that's the intention, and I'm pleased when I hear that type of thing. It's just that I want to entertain, really. I've always wanted to be in show business, and I thought, in a way, like I've trying to have been working at it since I was about 4 years old, but I've wanted to do it on my own terms, really, because I'm quite stubborn in that way, and it's taken a very long time, and it's only in the last year that it's actually started to make its way into the media, because we got some national newspaper coverage this year over here, and interviews like this one are coming up, and I've been looking forward to this for ages. I'm really excited to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, like I said, we're excited to have you on here. It's not, we get a lot of the. We get a lot of kind of the same thing on here, so when we get something like this, it's exciting because we're kind of breaking it up. You know what I mean? So. Yeah,
I was really pleased as well to do because I did a written interview for twaddlemagazine.com.
Yeah, and you'll be glad to know that this issue has gotten more hits than any of them. It's actually close to 11,000 hits now.
Oh, wow. That's good. I was reading that the radio show got about 35,000. Am I right in thinking that?
The radio show, it reaches an estimated about, probably about 37,000 now. But about, and then you got the online, where people can go online, and I was showing her. There's people. We were kind of laughing because there's a guy who's always listening in a boat in Africa,
off the coast of Africa.
Africa. But you got troops that listen, and all sorts of stuff. So
you should have the boat guy on as a regular guest.
I know.
I'm thinking that. I've been thinking that for a while.
Oh, that's
you
good.
could see his boat move throughout the show.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
We should see if we can get... maybe he doesn't even speak English. It's background noise for him.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, well, that's really good. If it's 37,000, that's probably... that's really good. So 37,000 people are listening to me right now.
Well, and you're all over the world right now. You're being heard, so...
Random countries.
Actually, I wanted to thank there's some people that have messaged me over here and said they let me know that they'd actually stay up to listen to me right now, so I wanted to thank them for doing that if they have done it.
Well, ain't that
Thank you
cool?
very much to them as well.
Right on. Now, have you ever heard? We had a guy, not actually on the show, but in the magazine. He calls himself Ted Krusty. Do you know who he is?
Well, actually, yeah, and that's what actually got me to contact you guys.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was Ted.
Yeah.
I love Ted.
He does the thing with, he does YouTube videos as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like I really like YouTube, actually. I think it's really good because it's like an alternative to television because you can watch what you actually want to watch.
Right. Yeah, as
And,
opposed to like kind of like because MySpace, MySpace kind of oversaturated, in my feeling, kind of oversaturated the music industry. It's great that bands are able to get out there, but now there's so many bands out there that it kind of killed the rock star. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know that there's any stopping it though.
Well, there isn't, but that's what I was saying. YouTube, on the other hand, the movie industry was never really exploited or had a chance, or TV or anything, and this is just kind of, you know what I mean? There was always like 500 rock stars at one time out there, but there's always only like 30 movie stars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and this is giving some people a chance to be seen, such as yourself.
I think that it will take over TV eventually, actually.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
I think so, yeah, because then you can, watch what you want to watch because you're actually choosing what you want to instead of being fed it.
Maybe actual...
But then the bad side of that is sometimes I feel like a needle in a haystack because I'm really I try my hardest with the videos that I make. And sometimes when you put it up there, because people don't know about Laugh or Cry TV because it's hard to advertise it, and so they're literally not looking for it. So I do feel like a needle in a haystack sometimes.
Well, don't we all, though? We all feel that
Yeah,
way.
that's true.
Yeah.
And so I admire the people who have actually managed to, they've got loads of followers and things like that. I mean, how did you get, you must have been around for a long time to get the 37,000
No. We've been around for 1 year in November.
And I just
well, that's really,
and I just joined the show about a month and a
I've been doing
half
it for
ago.
10 years, and I got a few hundred viewers. So.
Well, what we do though is it's not even we don't do mass marketing. We don't send out things saying come check us out. We say hey, last issue, the issue's coming up. It's going to be a new issue, and that I'm sure, I don't know if you're on the Twitter with us at all, but
I am actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we send them out only when something comes up in the magazine. But, yeah, I mean, I see people that tweet every day, and that would be annoying if I had it on my phone or something.
Right, yeah.
But I mean...
yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, like you and the level you're at, and some of these other people that have been getting a hold of us and stuff, that's the reason we want to start, connecting and patting each other's backs on people. And yeah, you may only have so many hits, but if you get these smaller entities that are all trying to make it, and that's exactly what we are. We always see ourselves as being no different or higher above than anybody around us. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it's all a matter of the small guys sticking together, and all of a sudden you're a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we also this is about fun. We're always trying to have fun and nonsense.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is. I had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun already doing this.
Well, there you go.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, that's you're welcome. And although I have to say though, the viewers that I do have, it's only a few hundred, but they're very loyal. I have to thank them actually because they are very loyal.
Well, and they probably keep coming back, and
They do. I'm amazed by how they know all of the the things that have happened in the past. Like if I refer to one of my old things, they know about it and things like that.
Right.
And I'm very grateful actually.
And so when you post something and you send out something saying it's posted, I'm sure you get a bunch of people to go and check it out, right?
They seem to come back every week because I do a new the Laugh or Cry TV shows. I upload a new one every Thursday, and we're in season 2 at the moment. Season 1 had 25 webisodes. That's going to be the same with season 2. We're on number 43 is this Thursday, and that's actually the one where I meet Tom Green. And it's going to go up to 50, and then I'm going to be starting my own podcast actually. So it's going to be 25 videos a year, 25 podcasts a year, and that's the way that I can keep it going.
Wow.
Because I can. The videos take a lot of time to do.
So you don't.
So I put my effort into it. So that's I can. I do 25 a year, and then the radio is going to be a bit easier to do.
So do you film? Do you film all your stuff like let's say in like 6 months, and then just kind of edit it and put it out every once in a while for the rest of the time, or how does that work?
I have about 300 hours right now.
Oh.
And I try to pace it, so I wouldn't put like a really wild stunt up, and then another really wild one, and another, I try to pace it and try to mix it up, because there's a lot of different elements of the stuff. There's family-based stuff, like my mum's always, it's surprising how often it happens, but my mum has always been attacked by spiders in the house, right?
Yeah, I've seen one of that.
So there's family-based stuff. There's the stunts that we've touched upon. There's the silly stuff, like the dancing to wake people up, things like that.
Right.
The public trouble, like the sleeping in bed shops. The really risky illegal trouble, like there was this lecture fight that we had. And,
what is it? What was that?
Yeah, and the lecture fight was actually I went with my friend to a lecture. I didn't actually attend the university or anything.
Right.
And we kind of staged a fight, and it was all chaos, like the police were called. And actually, that footage made its way onto USA cable TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've replayed it like 4 times, and it debuted in June. So I was really pleased with that. So that's part of it, and then there's the there's the things that are just caught on the fly, and things that happen there
right.
and the camera's on. And so I compile all this footage, and it's not that I film 6 months a year and then put it to the public for 6 months. The filming is ongoing, and when I put it to the public, it's just what I put into a webisode at the time. It's not like
right.
I have a 6 months on, 6 months off.
See, I got to give you credit, Ed, because I do not have the cojones to do what you're doing. Like I'm just telling you. When I do something, I always feel bad, and I always say, "Just kidding." You know what I mean?
So what you mean? Like you feel bad if it's like an outrageous thing and like causing
right.
a 16 or something.
Right? Yeah, I always do that. I'm just kidding, or I'm sorry, or
like making yourself look completely mad in front of a complete stranger.
I can't do it.
I don't think I could do that either. I think I would laugh.
I don't mind about the thing with embarrassment is. If you put yourself in the position of the person doing the embarrassing act, it's easy to talk yourself out of things. But if you put yourself in the position of someone who's watching, if you see like some nutcase in the town when you're walking around, you don't really think that much of it.
Right.
You just kind of notice it, and then, so a lot of embarrassment is just in people's heads, I think. And I think that you can get away with, you can make yourself look like a complete idiot, and not many people care, really. And that's how I do it, really. But you don't see what I do off camera, which is I'm very concerned about hurting people's feelings. So off camera, I will try to make peace with them.
Oh, really?
But I don't put it in a webisode.
Right.
It takes the edge off it, although I've just technically said to 30,000 people.
Yeah, there you go. Now they're all, he's sensitive too.
Well, hopefully they'll see that I'm not, mean or anything, and that'll make it more endearing.
So, see what you're doing is you got that accent, and girls dig that accent. Girls dig the British accent, and now they know you're a sensitive British person.
Well,
so.
I was just thinking that throughout the whole show. I just didn't know when to say it, that he has an amazing accent, and it's melting.
Well, yeah, because when I lived in America, because when we lived with Jake the Snake, that was in America.
Oh, okay.
Where he is. And, people said that they really liked our accent, but the thing is, we like yours.
That's weird.
Really?
I didn't see, and we don't think of ourselves as ever having an accent.
No, not at all.
That's weird.
We like your American accents. Because you can say stuff, it sounds cooler when you say it. We sound like we're posh like the Queen or something.
the tea and crumpets.
Yeah. So because I don't know. I don't like my accent. I wish that I I've always wanted to live in America, actually.
And see, although girls here melt over the British accent.
Yeah, like I said, they melt.
So you might want to keep the accent. Hey, you might want to keep the accent because there's a lot more of us than there are of you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, my plan is actually to live in America again because my wrestling days. I've done wrestling, and my wrestling days are not over. They're going to be coming in the future. But I need to get in shape, and it's really hard to do that with the tablets that I'm on, because I'm on tablets for the depression that I have. So it's hard, it affects the weight loss. I've been working really hard for like 5 months to try and get in shape, and the tablets affect it. So
well, you're lucky.
It might be a long process, but one day I will be living in America, I think. That's the plan.
Well, you're lucky because at least you have an excuse. Mine's called laziness, donuts, and a couch.
And Mad TV.
Yeah, Mad TV. That's great.
Well, that was my excuse for years as well.
Hey, at least you're jumping off bridges. That's got to have some calorie burning. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was about 10 seconds in the air, so a few inches out of it.
Yeah, but I would be throwing my arms around like crazy. You know how much weight I'd lose in that 10 seconds?
Flapping like a bird trying to fly away.
Yeah.
I mean, the weight that I'm at now, I wouldn't be able to do something like that.
Oh, really? So
because when I did that, I was about, I don't know, because you have a different weight system. You do it in pounds, don't you? You don't do it in stone.
Yeah, we do it in pounds. What do you do it in?
Right. I was about 10 stone when I did the jump off the bridge, which is the most, that was the highest one I've done into boxing.
What is that, 10 stones?
I'm like 14 stone.
What does that mean?
That's about 220 something pounds.
What is is it stones, like STONS or ES?
Yeah, that's 14 pounds.
Oh.
I didn't even...
Yeah.
Oh, here 10 stones would be like 10 people smoking off of a pipe.
Well, it's that here too.
Well, okay. How many stones are in the room this time?
I weigh a bit more now, and I did this thing a few months ago where I did a flip into a big sand pile, and it really, I was quite shaken up for the rest of the day.
Is that where you went off the roof?
No, it's something that hasn't made it to air yet, actually. It'll be coming up in Season 3, probably, because Season 3 starts next summer. And it really shocked me, because I hadn't done anything like it in years. I used to like jump off something every day, and there was loads of things that weren't filmed. And so it was kind of second nature to me, except I hadn't done it when I was this weight. And I just weigh slightly more, but it makes a difference when you're coming off like 15 foot.
Right. And
it really shook me up. Yeah, but at least it was filmed, because there was loads of things that I've done that haven't been filmed, and I really regret it. It's like really painful to me that I've done some things that haven't been filmed. So.
Especially if you're going to go through pain. If you're going to go through pain and it doesn't end up on film, what a waste of time that was.
I know. And I mean, to me, the mental pain is actually worse than physical. I take physical pain any day over mental pain.
Right.
Because for me, it's the suspense of something. Like there was this one time at school where I announced to everybody that I would somersault off of the balcony, and the whole school turned up. There was about 500 students there waiting to see me.
Oh, jeez.
And none of it was filmed, and even there was 2 teachers watching that were supervising me, because they knew that I did wrestling training, and they kind of knew that I wasn't, I was doing it in a constructive way.
Right.
And it was kind of my thing, and they were very understanding, and it was a really good kind of event almost. And it wasn't filmed, but I did things like that to kind of entertain me at school, because I find it really boring.
School?
Yeah, really, really, very much so. Actually.
Well, don't we all? I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
really...
I just I don't know that anyone that actually liked school, but to me it was so boring that I had to do something to make it worth my while, and I found out that I was actually. I mean, I have to be careful speaking about this type of thing, because I can come across like a complete idiot, but I don't know how else to say it other than just saying it. There was actually a period where I was kind of top of the class as far as my grades go, and that was my first year at the secondary school, which you call high school, right?
Right.
And, once I'd done that, I found out that I could not only be the talk of the class, but if I was to do kind of stunts, I could be the talk of the school. And that's what happened, and that was, regardless of how it sounds, that's what my motivation was, and I actually did achieve it. There was one day, I was the talk of the school for about a year, and I did all this stuff, and I got suspended for it. And I'm not bitter about it, because obviously, if they're the people who run the school,
right,
they have to do something like that, because otherwise it would...
Everybody's going to do it, yeah.
Yeah, and...
which would be insane.
They suspended me, and it was trouble. It was quite a lot of trouble at the time with my parents and things like that. But, and then a year later I got a camera, and I actually did all the things that I got suspended for. I did them again so I could film them, but this time I did it more discreetly.
Oh, at school again, though?
At school again, yeah.
Oh,
in, I believe, webisode 9 and 10.
Ed, you're a troublemaker, Ed. You're a troublemaker.
Well, yeah, but also, there was a lot of people that went to school and they were...
Right.
They said that they were really bored, but they were kind of entertained by that stuff. And I think that actually probably about 50% of them were laughing behind my back. But I didn't care because I had a lot of fun doing it.
Right. Well, and look at you now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they on a radio? Are they on a radio show in America right now? No.
Mm-mm.
I'm not at the moment because it's 3 a.m.
Well.
Yeah. No, they're not. And I'm very, I'm very pleased to be involved. I've always just wanted to be a part of the show, whatever it is. And I'll do anything. I make a big deal on my website. I say to people who want to contact me, you can contact me 24 hours a day. I don't care if you phone at 5 in the morning or whatever. I'll be willing to do it because I know what it's been like for 10 years where I've been trying to be a part of the show and no one's been, replying to me. And so, I think that one of your representatives actually emailed me and said, you can be on the show, but it'll be at 3 a.m. Is that okay? And I said, well, it's no problem. I don't mind at all.
James
I just want to be part
Benson.
of the show. So, yeah.
Right on. Well, I'm glad that we were able to have you on the show, and you're welcome back any time on our show.
Well, actually, I'm really pleased you said that because I was going to say I'd love to come back.
Yeah.
And if you do come back to America, come by the studio, and maybe we can,
Yeah.
I'll
all
do
hang
that.
out.
You're in Oregon, right?
Yes.
We're in Oregon, but we're looking at expanding that, and we can't tell our audience totally everything that's going on, but there's a lot of stuff in the works right now.
There's big stuff going on, I've read.
Big stuff going on. So, but I mean, for sure, that's just how we play it. Anybody who is in the magazine or on this show, it's all kind of one big happy family, and we like them to continuously. There's a guy at the band tonight that'll be coming on at 8:15. And then same thing. They were actually in the magazine and on the show almost a year ago, and they just released their album. And we just want to know about the stuff. We want to keep in touch with the people and always keep them around.
We want to keep in touch with everybody that's on the show.
Okay, what? So I can come on again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have
brilliant. I'd love to.
Yeah, whenever you have something big going on or something like that, or anything that is happening, and you can send us an email and say, hey, I got something I need to talk about, and then we put you on the show. That's the way it works.
Okay, cool. Well, I've got something coming up. What I'm working on at the moment is a documentary about my depression. Now, because I've got like an obsession with filming everything, I've had the camera on at moments where nobody else would. Like I've had the camera on when I've overdosed with tablets to try and kill myself, and when I've been on the top of car parks considering whether I'd jump off it or not, and having crying fits and hospital visits and things like that. And I'm going to make a documentary about depression. It's going to be very serious. It's going to look at the disease, and it's hopefully going to help people that have it because I've almost come out of it. So that's that'll be something that we can talk about because that's the work that's going on at the moment.
That's pretty
really exciting for you.
Yeah, that's pretty intense too.
It is intense, and
well, it is. I mean,
yeah.
But it's exciting that you're almost coming out of the depression. Is that what you said?
It is because there's things like this happening, and I'm having a great time, and it's on the up finally after 10 years.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
And keep it totally.
Okay. Well, if this is the end of my interview, would I be able to tell people about my website?
Absolutely. Throw it out there.
Okay. Well, we're on webisode 43 this Thursday, and I put a new one up every Thursday. And my web show is called Laugh or Cry TV. My name is Ed Surname. And it's laughorecrytv.com. People remember that as Laugh or Cry laughorcrytv.com, but it's not the case. It's laughorcrytv.com. And thank you very much for having me.
Right on, Ed.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us.
And like I said,
it was my pleasure.
Keep in touch. You got our emails, and let us know what's going on. And when you get
I will
that,
do.
when you
Thank
get that,
very
when
much.
you
I
get,
hope I've been entertaining sufficiently.
absolutely, and when you get that documentary done, make sure you give us a call so we can put you back on and talk about it. Okay?
I definitely will. Thank you very much for having me.
You bet. You take care, Ed.
All right, and you too. Thank you to you both.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
I love them when they say cheers.
I know. It's great. The accent was just like,
Oh, yeah. She's all melting to her chair now. Cheers. You know, I never think of us as having accents, do you?
no, not at all. It's just when he tells us that he likes our accent, it's just like, I wonder what we sound like to them.
I know. You almost want to put yourself in their place just for a day so you can hear it.
So you can understand.
What if I sound like a retard? Oh, I better not say that word, retard. That got someone in big trouble. Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you just said Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, no, we got
I said Jesus in a good way.
We got people left and right. And we got